Tonight at 9, hear the buzz about one local business owner providing the community with goods made straight from his backyard.
And the Association of Lifelong Learners showcases one movement throughout the years. Take a look into the fabric of a piece of women's history.
Former FBI Director James Comey pleaded not guilty to charges made against him. We have the details.
And the federal government is still shut down. See what this could mean for many Americans.
Summer is out and fall has moved in. Find out more in my full forecast. NewsLink, Indiana.
Local news about local people, live from Ball State Unified Media. You're watching NewsLink, Indiana.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us. I'm Braylon Judy.
And I'm Stella Davis.
President Donald Trump announced on Truth Social tonight that, quote, Israel and Hamas have both signed off on the first phase of our peace plan, end quote. Trump also claimed that Israel will, quote, withdraw their troops to an agreed-upon line as the first steps towards a strong, durable, and everlasting peace, end quote. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu also posted confirming that this first phase will bring all hostages home. The Israel-Hamas war began just over 2 years ago, officially starting October 7, 2023. It is unclear what the details of the peace plan are.
Former FBI Director James Comey pleaded not guilty today to charges of providing false statements and obstructing a congressional proceeding. He's accused of lying to Congress in 2020 when he was asked about leaks of classified information. Trump fired Comey in 2017 over the FBI's investigation into the Russian election meddling. More recently, in a September social media post addressed to Attorney General Pam Bondi, the president openly called for the Justice Department to go after Comey and other political enemies. Shortly after the post, Trump appointed Lindsay Halligan, a White House aide who has never been a prosecutor, as an interim U.S. attorney. Days after her appointment, Halligan presented the case to a grand jury, resulting in Comey's indictment.
My family and I have known for years that there are costs to standing up to Donald Trump.
Comey's lawyers plan to ask the judge to throw out charges claiming, among other things, that, quote, this prosecution was brought by President Trump. Arguments are set to be heard in November and December. If the case moves forward, a trial date is set for January 5th.
It's day 8 of the government shutdown, and President Donald Trump is threatening to make the impact permanent. He continues to call for mass layoffs and suggest he may withhold back pay from some federal employees when the shutdown ends.
These moves would mark a big break in precedent and could be seen as a tactic to get Democrats on Capitol Hill to agree to the Republican plan without concessions.
While it is typical to see some government workers furloughed during a government shutdown, the White House is looking to make the impact of this lapse in funding more permanent. The threat of mass firing looms large, and while speaking in the Oval this week, President Donald Trump said he will announce which government programs he intends to eliminate amid the funding standoff soon. In his remarks, Trump offered no clarity about which workers he might not protect, but added there are some, quote, some people that really don't deserve to be taken care of, end quote.
Say it depends on who we're talking about. I can tell you this, the Democrats have put a lot of people in great risk and jeopardy, but it really depends on who you're talking about. But for the most part, we're going to take care of our people.
It's not just the Democrats pushing back. Several top GOP leaders have distanced themselves from Trump's idea, as they made clear they supported back pay for government workers. An increasing number of Republican lawmakers have also acknowledged the potential political perils of implementing mass layoffs of federal workers at this time.
I don't know about you, Braylon, but I have been reaching for some different items in my closet this week.
You know what, Stella? So today was the first day I put on a flannel, which is just crazy to me. What did you wear?
Yeah, I had my sweater and my Uggs on, so
there you go.
Fall's here.
Can't get much more cozier than that. Let's see what Joe has on over at weather.
Yeah, those fall conditions have finally moved into Indiana. Current temperatures right now, 53 here in Muncie, 60 down there in Indianapolis, 57 in Terre Haute. So nice seasonable weather compared to the hotter temperatures that we have been seeing. Watch that cool down as we go into the night. 52 degrees at 10 p.m. going all the way down to 40 degrees at 8 a.m. Going to be very chilly, but I've got the details on the first frost advisory of the season. We're going to have lots more fun in the sun. And is summer really gone? Find out more in my full forecast.
One local beekeeper is keeping Muncie buzzing. NewsLink Indiana Mira's Bloomer buzzed over to the business to learn more.
From the hive to honey. Mike's honey definitely knows how to do it just right. Only 20 minutes outside of Muncie, there is one beekeeper with a passion for honey.
I started just to pollinate my garden and bought 2 hives, and I really enjoyed it, so it just grew from there.
What started as a hobby with only 2 hives in his backyard quickly swarmed into a business with almost 60,000 of the hardest workers there is.
I really think they can sense if you're afraid of them, and I'm not. So I've got some hives I wouldn't be afraid to get in without a suit. I don't, but I wouldn't be afraid to. And
Mike made it his mission to produce local raw honey, but to also support his bees in what they do best. Honeybees are hard workers, but they also completely transform our environment.
listen to different people, and you may not do it exactly like they do it, but it gives you options, and you just try things and whatever works.
Not every day is the same when dealing with honeybees. It takes consistency and support, someone who bees can trust.
Put a lot of hours in. I mean, I go in, when I get home of an evening, I start all evening, and because you have to inspect every hive in the spring.
As Mike is now closing out the honeybee season, he is prepared to keep the community stocked with organic, local honey, even preparing for this coming spring. In Muncie, Mira Bloomer, NewsLink, Indiana.
For Mike's local honey checkout, local convenience stores.
The Association of Lifelong Learners held their annual fashion show, displaying fashion through history. This year's topic was women's fashion over the years. NewsLink Indiana's Riley Schaefer reports.
The Alumni Center hosted a fashion show of American history focusing on how women responded to dynamic world events shaping the freedom women have today. The rise of comfortability over femininity became popular and added a variety of options for women's fashion.
One-piece suit became popular again, as well as added skirts and swim shorts. Women have more options now than ever to choose their personal style and level of comfort.
Swimwear wasn't the only fashion change over time. Even hats and shoes were a way to make a statement. From modern dresses to flapper girls, the state of the world has always had an effect on the things women wear, especially in schools and on college campuses. The rise of women's fashion wasn't the only hurdle.
For the first time in the history of the campus, women were serving in leadership positions. As class officers and editors of the yearbook and newspapers,
women were finally being recognized professionally and appreciated as people, not just pretty faces. A new era introduced bold ideas and a new sense of freedom for women's fashion.
Fashion in the 1960s experienced what was called a youthquake. Bold expression was the name of the game for young people. Big bouffant hair, plaid suits, miniskirts, and shift dresses were born.
Through the struggles and hardships brought onto women who shaped fashion of the future, a new generation was born full of exciting, bright ideas and new creations for women. Although fashion has added new stitches, it is also important to acknowledge the strides they took to make sure women today weren't confined to long sleeves and maxi skirts. In Muncie, Riley Schaefer, NewsLink, Indiana.
All of the archived items shown are available for viewing on campus and at Minnetrista in Muncie. These items are swapped out weekly with new historical pieces to view. Coming up, several Disney amusement parks have announced raised prices. Find out why this is changing and where this is coming into effect.
And several Bob Ross paintings are going up for an auction. See why these paintings are being sold.
Everyone has a ritual, that small thing to keep us focused. a habit we never skip, to clear our minds and elevate our performance.
But what do you do to keep your head in the game? To drown out the self-doubt and support your mental health. Because being your best isn't just about taking care of your body.
It's about taking care of your mental health. Discover the resources that you need to keep your mind focused and your mental health a priority.
Julie was always a voracious reader. She'd carry 2 novels on an airplane because she'd read one on a 3-4 hour ride. And at some point, I began to notice that she would read a page and couldn't remember what she had just read, and she'd have to go back and read it again.
I don't remember much these days after I read, but less does for me, and I love it.
Whether it's our stories, the warmth of our laugh, or our family's secret sauce, we all bring something different to the table. So make some space. The power of connection is waiting right outside your comfort zone. Learn how you can help strengthen your community at belongingbeginswithus.org/teamup.
Welcome back. On Friday, singer Taylor Swift released her 12th studio album, The Life of a Showgirl. The album has already sold 3 million copies in just 2 days. Music sales tracker Luminate says that's already the second biggest sales week of the modern era, trailing only behind Adele's 25 a decade ago. However, Swift's latest blockbuster has 5 more days to set the record.
It'll be more expensive to see Mickey Mouse as new prices for U.S. Disney theme parks hit today. The new prices vary depending on what park and the time of year. The most expensive single-day, single-park ticket falls during the Christmas or New Year's holiday weeks. In Florida, it's a 5% hike to $209 plus tax to visit the Magic Kingdom for Disneyland Resort in California. That peak ticket price goes up to $224. Its lowest price single-day ticket, $119 plus tax for Animal Kingdom Park, will stay the same price.
Original artwork by late TV show host and painter Bob Ross is set to be auctioned off. Auction house Boham says 30 of Ross's paintings will be sold at various auctions. The first, set for November 11th, will feature these 2 classic pieces, Home in the Valley and Winter's Peace. Funds raised will support public television after federal funding cuts. Ross's show, The Joy of Painting, aired for more than a decade on PBS in the 1980s and 90s.
We had a cold front move through yesterday, and that cooled us down by so much we have a frost advisory tonight. Find out how long that lasts after the break.
After his wife passed, my neighbor Larry started drinking a lot. He was in distress and acting out. He had guns around, and I didn't want anything bad to happen. I pressed pause. Our local authorities filed a firearm restraining order to temporarily remove the guns. It gave Larry the time he needed to get help. It wasn't easy, but we got through it together. Learn more at illinois.gov/pause to heal.
Emma, did you hear?
Todd's in the hospital.
Who's Todd? He got a collapsed lung from vaping. He thought it was cool.
Not cool.
Promise you won't vape, Emma. It can lead to a lifelong addiction, and we can't be friends if your lungs collapse.
Bogus.
Wacky sitcom teens aren't the best people to talk to your kid about vaping.
Hey, you got a minute?
You are. Start the conversation with your child about vaping today.
Be right there. Wait. Use the shovel and bucket of water, remember? Drown, stir, drown, feel. Then make sure it's cool.
Where'd you learn that?
SmokeyBear.com. Brushed up on some tips before we left. Don't want to start a wildfire, right?
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Welcome back. Let's take you outside from Cooper Science Skycam. Great night setting up over at Ball State campus. You can even see some stars already setting up. A little chillier than what we have been seeing recently though. Temperature is 53 degrees. Clear skies outside right now. Winds coming from the north at 6 miles per hour. You're going to see those 50s across the viewing area. 53 here in Muncie, 51 up there in Hartford City, and 55 over there in Anderson. Pretty consistent temperatures across much of the state. 51 up there in Kokomo, 57 in Terre Haute, 60 up there in Champaign, Illinois. So a little warmer over there, but these cooler temperatures are because of a cold front that we had moved through yesterday. You can see it here, that rain moving into the Atlantic. It's gone, it's out of here, cool us all down by at least 10 degrees across the country, giving us that more fall feel. Last week, we saw a high 86 degrees on Thursday. Tomorrow, the high is only going to be 66. We're dropping 20 degrees, definitely that little roller coaster effect. But yeah, it's going to be very chilly, huge difference compared to what we saw last week, especially tonight. Look at that low, 36 degrees with clear skies. Winds coming from the northeast at just 5 miles per hour. So bundle up if you go outside tonight, because those temperatures are going to certainly make you chilly when you go outside. 36 degrees is going to be the wind chill tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. 34 up there in Marion, 35 in Anderson. Going to warm up throughout the day tomorrow, but don't you worry, because that cold is coming right back Thursday night into Friday morning. 35 in Muncie, 35 over there in Anderson, 34 in Marion Friday morning at 8 a.m. So bundle up. It's going to be a little chilly compared to those 80s that we have been seeing recently. And with all these cooler temperatures, we've got a frost advisory in effect. Freeze warning up there in Michigan, but focusing here and zooming in on Indiana. Most of our counties in the northern half of Indiana are in this frost advisory. Temperatures are going to drop as low as 35 degrees. That's going to make things definitely a little chilly, and see some patchy fog when you go walk out the door tomorrow. And we're going to see that not just for tonight, but for Thursday night as well. That chance of frost going throughout the week. Not going to have to worry about that late week, but again, for the next couple of nights, it's going to be a little chilly. And you might see that frost when you take your dog out on a walk tomorrow. Look at little Charlie over here from Ben. Going to be great weather overall, just a little cold, wear that jacket. 40 degrees at 8 a.m., 52 at 10, rising up to 66 by 4 p.m. So definitely more comfortable. And also another note, we're not going to see that rain in that forecast, so hope you liked it yesterday, because that rain is it. That's all we're going to be seeing for the next few days. And that's because of this setup we have over us, about 3 miles above the surface. This hill thing here, we call it a ridge. This is associated with high pressure. High pressure gives us sunny conditions, dry weather, and overall just what we're going to see in this 7-day forecast. Lots of sunshine throughout the week, 71 degrees on Friday, rising up into the mid-70s by next week, 77 on Tuesday. But the low is definitely on the cooler side, in the 40s and 50s after that low dips down to the 37 on Thursday night. But overall, we have made the transition from summer to fall, guys. I know I was ready for it. I'm sure you guys are excited.
Yeah, for sure. I'm really excited. So today, actually, funny story, me and my roommate wore our beanies for the first time in ages. And it's cute because I have a SpongeBob beanie and he has a Patrick beanie, so I love it. What about you, Stella?
Yeah, I love it. The weather has been so nice. Finally not sweating on my way to class, so that's been nice.
I know, it's about time. I was getting really sick of it.
Yeah, me too. Well, thank you, Joe. There's a lot more to get to on NewsLink Indiana. Jaden Collins has a preview of sports.
Thanks, Braylon and Stella. A local high school football team chases a conference championship, and the NCAA proposes a rule change. All this and more next in sports.
Everyone has a ritual, that small thing we do to keep us focused.
But what do you do to keep your head in the game?
To drown out the self-doubt and support your mental health.
Because being your best isn't just about taking care of your body.
It's about taking care of your mind and mental health.
Find the resources you need to keep your mental health a priority.
Love your mind.
Here's the deal. We gotta set ourselves up. See, retirement is the long game. We can't play about our future or our finances. Make moves, set up goals. Don't worry about a setback. Just save up, stack up to reach them. Let's put ourselves in the right position. Pre-game to greater things. This is pre-tirement.
I don't know why you're so sad. You've got a roof over your head.
You gotta stop with that depression stuff.
You all right?
It just feels like it's coming from everywhere.
Do you want to talk about it?
You can talk to me if you're feeling sad.
Whenever you need to talk, I'm here, okay?
I don't think that many kids in my son's school even do it.
He makes fun of his friend who vapes.
He would never try it.
She's into soccer.
She's on the honor roll.
She's just not the type.
No way.
No way.
No way.
No way, my kid would never vape.
Get your head out of the cloud. Today, nearly 8,000 kids will start vaping. Maybe even yours. Learn about the dangers at talkaboutvaping.org.
Welcome back to NewsLink Indiana. I'm Jaden Collins with sports. After a 4-6 campaign in 2024, the Eastbrook High School football program is undefeated and back to their winning ways. Over the weekend, I visited the Panthers to find out more about their success this year. At Eastbrook High School, winning football games isn't a privilege, it's an expectation. Since 1999, the Panthers have won 13 sectional championships, 7 regional championships, and have made 4 state title game appearances. In addition, the team has had 9 undefeated regular seasons, and they're hungry for a 10th.
I think like starting in the summer, we all had goals. We all sat down and said, we want to win the conference, we want to win a sectional. And just that, like that in the back of our mind really has helped us move our way up and to be in the position that we are right now.
Head coach Jeff Adamson, an Eastbrook alum who has coached the team since 1989, knew the team had potential to succeed before the season even began.
Well, I think the biggest thing, the guys just bought into everything we did in the offseason. We had guys doing speed workouts in the hallways back in January, had great turnout for stuff in the summer. I mean, the guys really pull for each other and hold each other accountable and do good things like that.
After suffering their first losing season in a decade last year, the Panthers believe they finally have what it takes to meet what's expected of them.
Well, Eastbrook always has a high expectation, and I think now we're reaching that. And the last 2 years, we've kind of fallen down a little bit, but we know what we need to do and how we need to do it.
With a tough road ahead and every game counting for something, the 5th-ranked Panthers are staying focused on one play at a time.
They understand that, 2 weeks from now, it doesn't matter if we don't take care of business today. And I think they've been really good, too, about understanding how important it is to be good at every rep in practice, every play during the game, and not try to look ahead or get upset about a play that happened previously.
Eastbrook will host unbeaten Mississinawa Friday night with a chance to win their first conference championship since 2021. In Marion, Jaden Collins, NewsLink Indiana. Switching things to the collegiate world, student athletes and staff could soon be allowed to bet on sports. On Wednesday, the proposal allowing athletes and coaches to bet on professional sports was adopted by the NCAA Division I committee. But in order for the rule change to go into effect, it must be approved by all 3 NCAA divisions. Divisions 2 and 3 are expected to consider the proposal at the end of October. If approved, the new rule change will go into effect as early as November 1st. The NCAA's current policy that prohibits betting on sports still remains in place until then. Keeping it in the collegiate realm, from September 24th and their first practice to their first game on October 29th, everything is going to go very fast for Ball State women's basketball. NewsLink Indiana's Max Wheeley will help us get a clearer picture of the upcoming year.
As a new season is soon to be starting for the Ball State women's basketball team, all the players are to participate in the traditional media day, the perfect occasion for them to look ahead to the upcoming season.
They set a really, really high standard, I think, and expectation. You never want to compare 2 teams. I think that's kind of dangerous, but I think it is good to live up to those standards and expectations. They have a winning culture, and we are going to live up to that for sure.
The expectations are indeed pretty high. Last year, this team claimed the MAC tournament title and went to the NCAA Division I women's basketball tournament. Quite the impressive achievement, which will be tough to reciprocate as this year's team is full of new players.
Well, first, for the moment, is learn how to play with each other because, like you say, it's a lot of new players, so we have to learn how to play, what's the odds like to do and all that stuff. So I think first, it will be more about this, learn who are my teammates and how am I going to play with them.
To help them adapt to this new environment as well as create team chemistry, Ball State can rely on its 4 returners, 2 juniors and 2 sophomores who will most certainly have a mentor role for all the addition to this year's roster.
want people to be able to come to me, and I try to lead in practice, and the other returners would say the same thing of trying to be that person that people can look at me do a drill and they can do it exactly the same way, or even off the court.
All that's left to do for this team is to show everyone what they're capable of for the first game of what will undoubtedly be an exciting season. In Muncie, Max Huillet, NewsLink, Indiana.
Well, guys, that women's basketball team was on fire last year, making it all the way to the tournament. I'm very excited to see what they have in store this year.
Yeah, as a first-year Cardinal, I'm really looking forward to attending my first women's basketball game here at Ball State.
And as a second-year Cardinal, it was just amazing to see them play last year. It's definitely something I'm super excited for, to go see a game this year. I didn't get a chance to go out last year, but I definitely want to go to multiple games, every game that I can.
Yeah,
so
definitely.
I'm super pumped to see them in action. Thank you, Jaden. Up next, a popular country singer shuts down rumors on her supposed death. Find out what happened.
And we have one final look at weather. Stay with us.
My son Ricky took his life by the use of a firearm. It broke me in ways that I never knew that I could be broken. And I contemplated suicide. I still own my firearm. I keep it in a safe because I want to keep my grandson and myself safe. Store your gun securely, locked, unloaded, and away from ammo.
Mom was always organized, but she started forgetting to pay her bills on time.
And she'd buy the same gifts over and over.
Telling the girls about my Alzheimer's diagnosis was really hard. At first we had our cries, but then we were like, okay, let's make a plan.
Early detection gave us time to adapt together.
It's so important for you to think about what you can do and making the most of what you have.
If you or your family are noticing changes, it could be Alzheimer's. Talk about seeing a doctor together.
How do you know when you've made the right decision? It's the feeling you get in your gut. The one that tells you what's right or wrong. It's the one that says, sure, I can have a drink. Or the feeling that says, okay, I've been drinking. Now what? It's the voice inside you that says, I'm buzzed. Better leave the car when it's time to go. Plan ahead. Catch a sober ride. Buzz driving is drunk driving.
Here you go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Welcome back. Country music icon Dolly Parton says she's okay, and she's not dying, contrary to online beliefs. Today, Parton posted a video to social media and cleared up recent rumors about her health. Loyal fans were on high alert when Parton's sister made an online appeal for prayers Tuesday night. People were especially worried because the 79-year-old had postponed some upcoming performances. Parton is set to return to her performances starting in 2026.
I'm a big Dolly Parton fan, guys. I just like country music. How about you?
Oh, me too. Country music is just something I was raised on. Loved every bit of it. I saw 9 to 5, which was a great musical.
Yeah, Dolly Parton was actually my first concert.
Well, we're going to take a look at that final forecast. You'll see tonight low temperatures, 36 degrees for your low this evening. Clear skies, winds coming from the northeast at 5 miles per hour. Bundle up if you go outside. You're going to need a jacket, but you're not going to need a jacket for those high temperatures throughout the week. 70s throughout much of the week. 71 Friday, 72 Sunday, back to the mid-70s next week, 77. Those lows, though, chillier side in the 40s and 50s throughout much of the week. Lots of sunshine, though, so definitely a departure from that rain we saw yesterday. So, guys, I drove back yesterday through that rain. It was interesting.
It was really bad, but yeah, thank you, Joe. That's all tonight for NewsLink Indiana. Be sure to tune in tomorrow night at 9, streaming live on the NewsLink Indiana Facebook page, YouTube channel, and WCRD 91.3.
And for news anytime, anywhere, just go to cardinalmediabsu.com. Have a great night and stay safe.